8 movements belonging to Yantra Yoga. Yantra Yoga, there are many kinds of Yantra Yogas related with different kinds of original tantras, like Anuttara Tantra, different tantras of Anuttara Tantra. But most Anuttara Tantra yantras are considered very secret. It is only for practitioners who received already like initiations and instructions. But which we are using more or learning more yantra, which is called Yantra Nidakajo. Nidakajo, it means the union of sun and moon. So that represents also our energy, how we have our energy aspect of male and female. So this yantra is taught originally Mahasiddha, it is called Hunkara. And through Hunkara come to Guru Padmasambhava, who introduced Tantrism teaching in Tibet. That is, we can consider something like a source of Yantra and Tantrism teaching. So then later it transmitted from student of Guru Padmasambhava to Vairochana to his students. That means the Yantra Yoga is one of the most ancient yoga practice. So this is a yoga is not really we are learning and teaching. Originally, it is very much public, but there is such a reason also not necessary to be very secret, and people who are interested, they can always can apply and follow that teaching. So this is where we can find the 8 movements. Eight movements are not like all movements of yantras, because in yantra practices in general, it is not only movements, but because we have everybody in our condition, we have a body and speech and mind. So people who are interested to have harmonized our energy and finally also having a realization, total realization, we need always something to do or dealing with our 3 existence, body and speech and mind. So there are not only exercise of physical body, but physical body exercises are for the purpose of coordinating our energy, or we can say also harmonizing our energy. Our coordination of our energy is also for governing or coordinating our mind, because our mind is the more difficult for getting in a calm state and not disordered. For that reason, then, there are many different kinds of methods. But 8 movements are first of all for coordinating all, particularly energy level, like breathings and pranayama exercises. All these kinds of exercises are not so easy, can understand and can do correct way. So there are 8 movements for coordinating, first of all, our energy level that is related with our breathing. So it is something like a preliminary practice of Yantra yoga. So that means then everybody who are interested, they can apply and they can also learn, because it is very, very useful and interesting also for coordinating our energy in general way, not only for doing Yantra yoga practice.
Before starting the practice of the 8 movements, we have to apply another exercise with the purpose of purifying our breath. This exercise is in 9 phases. The first thing to consider for this exercise is the position. It should be done with the legs in a cross position like the lotus. In that case, that would be the better position to be taken. And otherwise, any position with crossed legs can be the half lotus position, can be what is called the easy position. Anyway, what is very important is that your back should be straight. This is what is fundamental. It should be the back straight, and you should be comfortable, so that while doing the breathing, you don't have tensions, you don't have problems with your position. This is very important. The second thing that is very important is that you should breathe, is said, like pouring water in a bottle. It means that even though you are breathing from your nostrils, and in Yantra yoga, in these exercises, you breathe only through your nostrils, even if you do that, the air starts to feel from below. It means you are starting breathing abdominal and coming up all the way and expanding well. Another thing you should do, apply to the breathing, is that you should breathe in a way that is called direct. Direct way, it means you don't have to force our breathing, control, or anything. You should let the air come in freely and easily from the nostrils and go down and come up, in and out, without causing any change or any modification in the way you breathe. Should be free. In this case, it's called direct breathing. Then, the way you breathe in is from below up, and the way you breathe out should be reverse, going down this way. This is the way of the breathing. Now, this exercise is done in movement. After you have taken the position, and if you do the lotus position, man would put first the left leg and then the right. Women would do the opposite. In Yantra yoga, the movement done by men and women are done in a specular way. So, when you are in the position, first of all, you try to breathe in and out properly and in a relaxed way 2 or 3 times from below up. Really expanding well without tension. In this breathing, there should be no tension, not holding of the breath. So, when you are in the proper position, then how you are sure you are set your back straight. Now, one thing you can do, and this is very quick, you just lift your arms straight above your head along the line of your ears and stretch up. And then, keeping your torso uplifted, you let your arms going down to the knees. If you want to see characteristics a little more precisely, then you would have to keep your sides up. He said there should be a line between the tip of the nose and the navel. It means that the chin should be slightly back and the navel slightly forward. Then your shoulders should be open but not tense. Your arms should just be at the knees, and these two fingers, they should put a little pressure so that you feel this kind of aliveness, of presence in your body. So in this position then, what you will have to do also is to put the tip of the tongue up touching the hard palate, just immediately behind your teeth. Not push back, just relax, touching the tip of the tongue up on the hard palate. So when you have this position well set, you start doing your breathing from below up completely and harmoniously, and then you start the movement. The movement for male we start with the right hand, and for female we start with the left. So here we are saying the way we have to breathe in, with the back well straight, the sides well up. So a woman will start with the left hand side. So breathing in, you have to really take your elbow up very well, because the movement is to expand well one side and let so the air come in well properly and expand. Then with these two fingers, you close well the nostril. It means the elbow is going to be well upward. Then you breathe out immediately, relaxing the position of the elbow because you don't need any more the expansion. And then you go down, finish to breathe out, and then start with the other side again. Lifting well the elbow up and immediately breathing out, relaxing, and taking your arm down. So you would have to do alternating one side and the other 3 times each side. With the last time, you come down with your arm on the knee. Then you have to breathe in the position, expanding well your chest while taking the air up in this way. Then would have to let go the upper air, staying in the position, and then coming down, letting all the breath out, keeping the back straight. And if you can do that, getting your forehead on the ground, it's good. But the principle is not touching the ground with your forehead. The principle is keeping your body straight, your back straight, in the proper position, and then going down so that you can have all completely properly the air coming out. So this should be done 3 times. So the last 3 parts of these 9 fold breathings is in the position you have to breathe in from below up, expanding well in the chest, then letting go the air from the chest, and then bending with the back straight forward until you get down properly, exhaling well, and then you come back, breathing in, lifting up your breath and expanding well in the chest. So this has to be done, these 9 folds breathing. So now we'll be applying the 9 breathings. Before we will get the position, well stretching up your arms so that your back will be straight. And then we will start doing a couple of breathing relaxed and complete, and then we will start the movement. Okay, breathing in, out, in, out, In, out, in, out. Then again you relax, a couple of deep breathings. This is the 9 breathings. What you have to remember when you do this movement, not to bend or move with the movement, but keep your position straight. And when you go down, don't bend, but keep your back straight. So now we can go and start learning the 8 movements. The purpose of the 8 movements is to harmonize our energy, purify and balance our breathing. So in that way, we strengthen our positive energy. The first one of the 8 movements is for the complete breathing in. These 8 movements, they have a characteristic, they have a rhythm, they have a pattern you have to follow when you apply these exercises. You don't breathe in and out as you please, but you have to try to stay into a rhythm. And generally the rhythm is in a pattern of 4. It means you have to breathe in for 2 counts, you have to breathe out for 2 counts, and then you have sometimes to breathe in or out or hold for 4 counts. The position is standing, feet apart, not too much, well balanced. Men and women start again in a mirror-like way. In this case, men will start putting the right arm above the fold of the elbow, and then the right one on the other side while breathing in and taking the elbows at the height of the shoulders. And then breathing out, you let go down the shoulders, down the elbow, keeping the chest open. Then you would breathe in slowly, taking your arms up. When you are in this position, you have to stretch and keep your breath held but open. So when you hold in this way, it means that you don't force, you don't change anything, you don't do particularly anything, but you just stay, holding your breath but in a relaxed, open way. It means it's like if you would let yourself open to have more air coming in, but you are full. Still you don't create any tension. And as soon as you finish, you let go and breathe out. And if has been properly done, when you breathe out, there is no or any sound like this, any blockage to be released or anything. You just simply let go and breathe out, direct and soft. Then you breathe in and you breathe out. Okay, now we see the movement with the rhythm. In, 1, 2. Out, 3, 4. In, 1, 2, 3, 4. Stretch well, holding 2. Out, 3, 4. In, 1, 2. Out, 3, 4. This movement should be repeated 3 times. Now an example of the movement, we will be doing it 1 time. In, out, slow in, open hold, out, in, out. Keeping your own rhythm. So now we see the second movement. The second movement is still standing, and the purpose of this second movement is specifically for the open hold. But already is applied a second kind of holding that is called Jilva, in Tibetan, and that it means a kind of holding where you have to direct your air. This is called Jilva. But this movement is principally for training again and clarifying the open holding. Standing. First we have to breathe in and breathe out. And then making the Vajra fist, that is putting the thumb at the root of the ring finger and closing. Doing the Vajra fist, for the man, you have to go out with your left arm while the other one is taking the fist under the armpit, and this one comes at the forehead. What is important is that the elbow, the arm is really, the hand is really closed, so that the elbow will go up. The other hand, the other fist is properly done and placed under the armpit. So that's the movement, and this movement should be done in 2 counts while breathing in this way. Naturally, you should try to have the movement and the breathing being integrated, being one thing, one motion, so that for every movement in Yantra, every time you have a movement, the breathing should be totally connected with the movement, so that when the movement is finished, the breathing is finished, and the next phase of the breathing and the movement can start. So again, first man breathing in this way, going up, then you have to hold open, going around your head from the same direction of the hand that has come up. So you go around, you go circling around your nape, and then you continue circling a little faster, and with a little stretch, you breathe out. So, then you breathe in, and you breathe out. That's one side. Then you have to do the other side. You breathe in again, you breathe out, then you go with the right hand, coming at the forehead, then you hold open, taking your hand back on the nape, and then still holding, you continue the movement around your head, and then with a little stretch you finish the holding phase. When you do this movement, first the hold is open, and then becomes Jilva, this holding that directs the air down. But you don't have to worry about how to do it, because the characteristic of these 8 movements is that the movement itself shapes the breathing, creates that particular function of the breathing or of the holding. That is the basic important characteristic of the 8 movements. So you have just try to apply the movement correctly, and then this harmonizing of our subtle energy and our prana and our breathing will come out of the movement itself. So after having done one side and the other, then again you breathe in and breathe out, and then you will have to do both sides together. Taking the fist up at the forehead, going down and circling one fist above the other, then go a little stretch, and then breathe out. Then breathe in, and then breathe out. So, in this movement, the second movement, when you breathe in, you should do well the Vajra fist, coming up simultaneously, one really well under the armpit, and the one at the forehead, well closed, so that the elbow comes up very well. Then you go around, keeping close to the head, you go all the way around, finish, and then breathe out properly. Okay, then the other side, and then together the same principle, the fist. When you do together, you come up and bring the fist well at the forehead, then go around, close to the head, and breathe out. So now for the last part we will do it with the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we will be doing it together once to show how it is and with explanation of the breathing and the rhythm. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, hold open, hold Jilwa, out, in, out, other side, in, out, in, open hold, Jilwa hold, out, in, out, together, in, out, in, open, Jil, out, in, out. What is important also when you do this movement, you don't move your head or anything, but you stay and just the arm is circling around. So this is the second of the 8 movements. So the third movement is specifically for this kind of holding that directs, that pushed, that is called Jilwa. First you have to breathe in and crossing in this way if you are a male and in this other way if you are a female. So you cross breathing in and then you slide down putting the top of your foot and slide down sitting on the ground. Then you put the palm of your hand on the sole of your feet and the thumb on the big toe. Now you turn for what we call the open side, where the leg is not crossed over. In this case, for male would be the right side. You breathe in and twist on the side, keeping your head straight. Then you hold open without effort, and you go all the other side, twisting all toward the other side as much as you can, keeping your back uplifted. Then you start bending, still holding. This is Jilwa. And then you let go and breathe out. Then you breathe in and breathe out, putting your fingers on your toes and your forehead on your knees. Then you have to do the other side. Then you breathe in, spreading your arms open. You cross now with the other leg over the left. Still your hands on the sole of your feet. Then you breathe in, twisting on the open side. You hold, open. You keep turning and bending down. You do Jilwa. And then halfway through, you let go and breathe out. And breathe in, out. This is the third movement. Now we will see the explanation again. So, you breathe in, open your arms and cross over. Then you put the top of your foot and sliding down, you just gently sit on the ground, properly on the ground, and put your hands on your feet. Now, when you breathe in, you have to turn and keep the head on the central direction. You have to turn and uplift. So is the movement a little like a spring. You turn, but also you stretch a little upward. Then you hold open and relax while turn the other side, still keeping uplifted your back, and then keeping your position proper of the spine, you bend and hold doing Jilva, and then you let go and breathe out. Then you breathe in, stretching your legs in front of you, the arms up, and you breathe out. In all these movements, what is really important is that you connect the breathing and the movement. The breathing should be relaxed, should be direct, and you should not hold unless it's in the structure of the movement, of the practice. Otherwise, your breathing should be flowing, should be easy, and should be without little retention here and there. It's very important that the movement become a flow as the movement and the breathing together. Breathe in, out, in, hold open, Gil, out, in, out, in, out, in, open hold, Gil, out, in, out. Now the movement number 4 is for the fast out breath. Starting from the position of the end of the third, cross your arms as in the first movement, you come up, breathing in, then you let your feet down, and bending you breathe out. Then you breathe in slowly in 4 counts, coming at the height of the shoulders, then you hold open, let your arms down, and while pushing toward the navel, you breathe out fast. Then you breathe in, arms up, feet up, and you breathe out, letting your arms along the side. Then again, you go on from here, you breathe in, pointing your toes, you breathe out, bending. Then you come up slowly, breathing in, open holding, and motioning toward the navel, breathe out quickly. Then breathe in, pointing your toes, breathe out. Sitting on your heels, arms along the side. Altogether, you should have to do this movement 3 times. If you cannot do this movement in this way, directly, you can still do it in this other way. You help yourself up in this way, and then cross your arms up on your toes, and go down breathing out. If even this way comes to be difficult, then you can go like this, crossing your legs on your toes, then you breathe out, coming in front. So in this way, you should be able to do the link between the third and the fourth movement in this way. So crossing your arms here, you come up on your toes, and then sitting down, bend forward and breathe out. Then slowly you come up breathing in, keep your feet flat, arms at the level of the shoulders, then holding open, you take your arms down, and while motioning toward the navel, you have to breathe out quickly. Here what is very important that you keep your back straight and also your head in the proper position, aligned, and that you sit on your heels. Otherwise, if you stay up or if you bend too much and you are not in the proper position, you might bang somehow your head on the ground, and of course this is not good. If you keep your back straight, the proper position is just comes perfectly the position as should be. There is no any danger at all. Then you breathe in, your arms up on your toes, and breathe out, letting your feet on the ground, sitting, arms along the side. Then from here, you go on and repeat the movement. Breathe in, 1, 2. Breathe out, 3, 4. Slowly in, 4 counts. Hold, 1, 2. Quickly out. Breathe in, 1, 2. And breathe out, 3, 4. This is the structure of the fourth movement. In, breathing in. Out. Breathe in slowly. Open, hold. Push out. In. Out. In. Out. In slowly. Open, hold. Out quickly. In. Out. Then you do the third time, and that's how ends the fourth movement. Now we are going to see the movement number 5. That is for the quick inhale. So from this position, we breathe in, and we breathe out, rolling back, sitting on the ground, trying to keep your knees together, the arms straight along the side, the Vajra fist, and you are keeping your back straight and breathing out, coming forward. Then from this position, while closing the chin against the chest, you come out quickly in this position like a bridge, parallel to the floor, on your toes and your Vajra fist. It's very important you keep your chin close well to the chest. You stay in this position, tensing your body and pushing the air below the navel. Then you breathe out slowly and completely in 4 counts. Then you breathe in and you breathe out. From here you continue breathing in, breathing out. Then you breathe in quickly. You hold and push the air below the navel. Then you breathe out in 4 counts slowly. In, 1, 2, out, 3, 4. So this movement is for the quick in-breath. But start to apply the next kind of holding, the third one, that is the close holding, where you lock the air below the navel. Okay, that's number 5. You breathe in, coming up on your toes and then rolling back. You sit down with your Vajra fist and the arms along the side. You have to sit on the ground, and if here is a little too difficult keeping the arms really close to your side, you can put a little slightly backward, will make easier the motion upward. Now, bringing the chin against your chest, simultaneously you breathe in quickly and go up like on a bridge, on your toes and your Vajra fist. You push quickly below the navel your held hair, then you breathe out in 4 counts slowly, well, completely. Now you breathe in, arms up, legs straight in front, and you breathe out. Then you breathe in, you just take your arms up, you breathe out, bring your knees toward the chest, come up quickly, closing the chin, push and tense, breathe out slowly, coming down, breathe in, arms up, 1, 2, breathe out in front, 3, 4. In, up on the toes, out, rolling back, Vajra fist along the side, quickly in, tense the body, slowly out completely. In, out. In, out. Up quickly, tensing all the body, holding closed, slowly out. In, out. As the previous movement should be repeated 3 times. All together. So now the 6th movement is the movement for the close holding. The holding that is kept below the navel. You breathe in and spread open arms and legs. Then male cross the right leg over the left and the right arm over the left. And you have to get your toes. After, we have to breathe in, pushing back as much as you can your head and straightening your back. At this point, you have to hold and motion like if you want to take your ear on your shoulder. Keeping the chin close to the body, you push down, still holding, you go all the way to the other side, stretch a little over the other shoulder, then breathe out. And breathe in, and breathe out. Then the other side, breathe in, cross, in the other way, left over the right for male, get your toes, breathe in, back, then you circle holding, first is close holding, then becomes Jilva holding, a little stretch, and breathe out. Then breathe in, and breathe out. These movements, they are symmetrical, then we do only 2 times, 1 time each side. All the others are done 3 times. You breathe in, spread open, breathe out, cross. If this is not possible, sometimes it's not so easy to do this movement, then you can keep your hands close to the body, but still the arms should be crossed. You have to have in this movement the arms crossed, otherwise the structure of the breathing changes. So if some people have real difficulties with this position, you can let one leg up straight, and in this way you can still do it. All the movement in the 8 that have the structure of the legs, if you cannot do it with both legs like this, you can just do it in this way. So now, going back to the position, with the arm crossed, like this, then you have to breathe in, and then you go circling from the open side. In this case for women is the right side, like you want to take your ear on your shoulder, and then keep holding your breath, keeping the chin well against the body. You circle all the way to the other side. You give a little stretch with the head well straight. Then you breathe out, arms touching the side. Then you breathe in, stretch your legs in front, arms up, and you come forward, breathing out. Then we do the other side, so you spread open, breathing in, then 3, 4, breathing out, you cross, then 1, 2, breathing in, then 3, 4, holding, 1, 2, keep holding, 3, 4, breathing out, 1, 2, breathing in, 3, 4, breathing out. In, out, in, close hold, Jilva hold, out, in, out, The other side. In, out, in, close hold, locking well down, Jilwa, stretching slightly, out, in, out. So this is the sixth movement. So the seventh movement is applying a holding that is called Drempa. It's a holding where the abdominal muscles pull back toward the spine and lock the breath in this way. From this position, you breathe in and lay down completely on the ground. Then you breathe out, take your arms along the side. Then you cross the arms as in the first movement and take them over your head, breathing in. Then holding open, you have to come up only with your torso. After that, you will have to take your legs too and tensing the body and pointing your toes forward, you will have to apply the Drempa retention. In this way, keeping your elbows well back. Then you breathe out, let again the arms along the side. You breathe in, taking your arms above the head, and breathing out to come forward. This movement should be done 3 times. First you breathe in and lay down with your arms above the head. Then you take your arms along the side, breathing out. Then you breathe in, everything in 2 counts, taking your arms above your head, crossing this way. Then you come up first, just with the upper body, and you try to keep the elbow as much as you can backward. Then you take your legs, you go in a triangle position like this, holding and doing Drempa, holding where the muscles pull back. Then you breathe out, your arms along the side. Then you breathe in, above your head with the arms, and then you come up and breathe out in front. So what is important, that you keep this triangle you form with your body not too close, but open so that you have this pulling back that is the specific function of this kind of holding. That is important to understand. Breathe in, out, in, open hold, drain, out, in, out. That's the 7th movement. This is the last of the 8th movement and is for the complete, long and complete out-breath. From this position now, man cross the left over the right, going up in a single motion. Then you breathe out, taking your arms down along the side, the back straight, and then from behind you grab the forearm above the elbow and you make the Vajra fist with the arm on the open side, that in this case is going to be the right side for men, would be the left for women, and you open well the chest while breathing in. Then you hold your breath, taking the fist below the navel and going twisting to the other side. This is a form of Jilwa holding. And then slowly and completely, keeping your back straight, you breathe out, going down as much as you can. Then you breathe in and you breathe out. Then you go the other side. Breathe in, cross with a single motion. Then you breathe out along the side. Then you breathe in, open well the chest, doing the Vajra fist. Take below the navel and turn, and then breathe out completely in 4 counts and long, going down as much as you can. Then you breathe in and breathe out. This is then the last of the 8 movements. You breathe in, and with a single motion you raise your hands up and cross your legs, and then you take your arms along the side, you bend slightly forward with the back straight. Then, from behind, you grab your arm, you make the Vajra fist and open well the chest while breathing in. Then you put the fist below the navel, you turn on the other side holding, this is Jilva, and then slowly and completely in 4 counts, you breathe out. This is the purpose of this movement. Then you breathe in, arms up, and you breathe out, going forward. Then the other side, take your arms up and cross elegantly. Then you breathe out, slightly coming forward. Then you breathe in, making the Vajra fist and opening well your chest. Then bring the fist below the navel and turn. And then slowly and completely breathe out. Then breathe in, arms up, legs in front, and breathe out. In, out, in, fist below the navel, holding Jilva, twisting, and then out slowly in 4 counts. In, out. The other side, in, out, in, opening well the chest, the fist below the navel and turning in, holding Jilva, and then out completely, slowly, in 4 counts. In, out. At the end of this section of practice, we have to do this kind of strong breathings to really eliminate any possible obstacle. So this should be done in breathing out strongly from the nostrils, but in case if you want in this particular breathing also from the mouth or both together, you breathe in, bringing your arms up, and strongly you come down, pushing the air out and pushing your arms up. If you find could be a little straining with your legs straight, you can slightly bend your legs, and this is going to be easier on the lower back. So you would do like this. You should do this 9 times, and with the last one, you breathe out, then you breathe in and breathe out. So you breathe in, this last breathing, and then you push the air out strongly. You can do it either like this with the legs straight, or you can bend your legs in this way slightly to make it easier on the lower back. So do it just a few times, just quickly. So you do this 9 times, and with the last one, you breathe out, then breathe in with the legs slightly separated, and then just you let go. You let go everything. You don't correct your breathing, you don't correct your body, you don't correct your mind. You just let go everything and relax. breathing in, out, leaning on the leg. Now, in this position, sitting on the floor. Opening the arms, knees together, out, going down, cat.